Hello everyone, so in this video I'm going to show you how to install the Magload 6-round magazine extension for the Smith & Wesson M&P 1522. That's for the standard M&P 1522 magazines, the genuine ones from Smith & Wesson, 22LR magazines. These are, by default, these are 25 round capacity, but with the Magload extension, that extends it to 31 rounds. So extends it by 6 rounds to 31 rounds. Now, there are some drawbacks. The main drawback being you lose the little follower in here that you use. It's like a magazine loading assist. You lose that, unfortunately, but you do gain that extra 6 rounds. So it's kind of a trade-off, really, for that. But let's take a look at it, and then let's get it put on the magazine, and I'll talk you through it. Okay, so first off, this is obviously the extension itself. It comes in this little packaging. It's pretty smart. Let's get it open. So you got sort of 2 main parts, but the base is actually in 2 parts as well. It's screwed together. You have to unscrew that to install it, but that's your base plate that extends it. And then this is the follower. So you have to replace the follower itself and obviously take out that load assist. And then you replace the base plate, and that's how this works. It's fairly simple, but there are some things that you do just need to be aware of. Okay. Once it comes with instructions, fairly straightforward. It's nothing too difficult, but I'll take you through it. So as I say, you need the genuine M&P 1522 magazines. I got this one from Black Rifle. I think it was about £27 or £28, something like that. So pretty good, plus postage, but I think it was only a couple of quid. So pretty good. So the first thing you need to do then is you need to remove the base plate from the existing magazine. To do that, I just use a little hex key or something like that, because you just need something that basically you can depress this little plunger here, which will enable you to slide the base plate off and then ease the spring out. So be careful, because the spring is under tension, so you need to be careful when taking off the base plate so that we don't have that spring come flying out. So just press down on there and then just start to slide the base plate off. Once it's come off a little bit, you can remove your hex key because the plunger's kind of out the way. It's underneath here now. So you can gradually start to slide off that base plate, but keeping your finger over the base of the magazine so you can catch that spring. So there's the base plate, and then just ease that spring out. This piece here as well you don't need, because this is the little plunger basically that clicks into the base plate and holds it all in place. So we take out the spring, and then the follower itself is obviously in the magazine still there. This is the little load assist. So you can slide that all the way down the window to there, and it will just drop out. So you just drop it straight out of that circular bit there. There's your load assist. Unfortunately, we lose that. There's nothing we can do about that. And then there's the original follower. So we're going to replace with the replacement follower by putting that on the spring in the same orientation that the old one came off the spring, and we're just going to push that on and make sure it's on there quite firmly, and the spring is right the way up to the top of the follower there. So just push it on firmly, but be careful not to bend or twist the spring if you can. There we go. And then we're going to slide that back into the magazine like so. Now we're going to take our base plate, and here you need like a hex key type screwdriver if you've got one, in order to remove this screw here. So you're just going to put that in there and remove that screw, so these 2 parts come apart. This is pretty cool, just on the inside there. I don't know if you can see that. Pew pew. Quite like that. So all we do now, this bit's a little bit fiddly, because what we need to do is we need to pull the spring down inside the magazine and hold it there so we can get the base plate on. Because we don't have any other way of doing that, I'm just going to use the hex key again here by pushing that through the spring and then just pulling the spring down and out of the way like so, and then grabbing the base plate and sliding that over the base, and then just make sure it goes all the way to the back there. So just make sure that's on fully, and then let the spring into the base plate. Then don't forget to screw on this little retaining part here that keeps that base plate on. So ordinarily I just keep the screw in there. Not too tight, obviously, because you're screwing into polymer, so don't over tighten that screw. Just tight enough that it's going to keep it in place. So that's all you need to do. And there we go. There is the Magload 6-round extension installed on the magazine. Obviously the colour doesn't quite match, as you can see. I think the camera's making it look a little bit more extreme than what it does to the naked eye. You can tell there is a slight colour difference. This is almost like a darker black in some ways, or more of a matte black, but it's not hugely noticeable, and it looks okay. You can tell it's an extension and it looks fine. So, haven't had a chance to test this out yet because obviously ranges aren't open at the moment, and that's also why I haven't made a video in a while, because there really hasn't been much to report or to say. But I've got some other Magload bits that I'm going to be doing videos on coming up, because I'm getting the rifle ready for when we do get back on the range and doing some practical shooting and those kinds of things. So this is the first step, taking this up to 31 round capacity, which I'm quite excited about. And if it works out okay and it all functions fine, I'll probably invest in some more, I think, because I've got a couple of other magazines. It's a shame you lose the load assist, but what I do like, actually, I'll quickly show you, they have included, there's a little hole in there. And so actually with something pretty much the same size, you can just pull that bit down with your finger and then slide that through, and you can use that as a load assist. It's not ideal, it's not as easy because it's like an external bit that you have to use. You could use one of the McFadden speed loaders as well. I guess that's what they recommend. So I may invest in one of those at some point because they are pretty decent. But, you know, there are other ways around it, basically. But taking it to a 30 round capacity, or 31 round capacity, is pretty cool. I just hope it works properly. That's the only reservation I've got. Like I say, I haven't shot this yet, so I can't comment on whether it works. But I am concerned whether or not this will still function, you know, flawlessly. I mean, 22LR ammunition is obviously known for not being the most reliable ammunition, but through this rifle, through the Smith & Wesson, I get pretty high reliability, very few failures. So if I suddenly start getting a high number of failures, then I'm going to be fairly confident that's magazine related and not ammunition related. So be interesting to try it out. Maybe I'll do an update video once I've shot quite a few rounds using this magazine, and I can comment on its reliability. As always, thanks for watching.